Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Now as you can see, I've got the head cam on today and I'm going to talk through some key shots where I'm using side spin to control the white. And I'm also going to talk through how I adjust my aiming so that I can make sure I pop that ball when I've got the side spin on. Now this first shot is a great example of check side. So I've got a pot on this red here, but I would love to stop the white from going too far that way. So it feels like if I pop this ball, because it's quite thin, I'm going to lose the white that way. So this is where I would play left-hand side on the white to check the white. Now let's just have a quick look if I just pop this ball. So let's just pot it, plain ball, centre of the white. So just pop the ball, nice and soft. So that was as soft as I could do it. And let's just make a mark. So that's where the white ended up, that one there. So if we grab the red, put it back on the mark, put ourselves back where we were, just underneath that little circle. Now, check side is when we fight in the cue ball. So we know the cue ball wants to go to the right, but we want to check it. So we're going to fight where the cue ball is going. So let's talk about the aiming. I'm going to play left-hand side, and that means that when I hit the white ball, it's going to get pushed over to the right. So if I was to aim at the normal point, so let's say I'm aiming the centre of the white here to pop this ball, and I play left-hand side, the white is going to get pushed here, so it's going to push to the right, and then I'm going to miss the ball on the thin side here. So I've actually got to feel like I'm aiming up a bit too thick on this ball, but then by the time the white gets to the red, it will have been pushed off because I'm going to push it, and with the distances here and things, it's going to mean that all it does is push to the right, no swerving or any of that kind of stuff. So I'm now going to play, as you can see, lot to left. I'm aiming up a bit thick, and then you can see, play the shot. And then do you see the way the white has now checked up? So it's only made a little difference there, but when you're break building, if I can make differences where I'm trying to hold the white here, obviously there's other examples where you can hold it even more, but you can see the way I've checked the white, stopped it from going so far up the table, leaving a nicer shot on the black so I can continue the break. Shot number 2 here, another great example of check side. Now this crops up all the time, so we find ourselves just a little bit high on the blue. So this presents when we're trying to get to reds, get the white back down that part of the table and keep the white in the centre of the table. And it also crops up when we're trying to play blue to pink, so we're trying to hold the white for the pink. Now the problem we got on this shot is if I just play to pot it, so if I go centre ball and just play to pot this blue, so this is the problem we got. So the blue is only just reaching the pocket and the white is running a bit loose there. It's going too far away from us. So we can't hold it without using a cushion. So the problem I've got is, okay, let's hit it a bit harder. So let's make sure the red goes in, hit it a bit harder. So make sure the red goes in. I've hit it harder this time. And of course the problem now is this. So the white gets too close to the side cushion. So we now need to use check side again to stop it going to that side cushion. So again, check is not helping the white along its path, it's fighting it, that's why it's check side. Now I'm going to play here lots of left-hand side, I'm going to get quite far over like that. Now that's going to mean that I actually have to aim on this red a little bit thin. Again, we've got the same thing going on, we've got left-hand side, I'm going to push the cue ball to the right. So that means that because of the distances between the white and red again, the white won't get a chance to do any bending, it's just going to push to the right. So I need to aim a little bit thin, knowing that actually the white will push to the right slightly and I'll catch the correct point on the red. So let's have a look. So let's go with all that left-hand side, aim a little tiny bit thin, play my shot, and then you see the white comes off the cushion, and now you can see the way the white checked up there? So the white has stopped much closer to the centre of the table, keeping me a nice shot on those two reds. So another great example there of how check side can help you stop getting stuck on those cushions. Now shot number 3 is a great example of running side, and this is one we use most commonly as players. So on this shot, I want to pop the green, bring the white off the side cushion, and then flick the white down towards these two reds here. Now obviously, I'm going to play right-hand side, and that is running side because the cue ball is already travelling to my right, so it already wants to go in this direction, and then I'm helping it along, so that's why we call it running side. Now, if I didn't play that side, the angle that it comes off this cushion will be the same, so I'll get stuck more in the middle of the table. So let's have a look at that. So if I try and hit centre ball with the stun, so just stun, centre ball, the white comes off. So arguably I could have hit a little bit lower on that cushion, but I'll still get stuck in this part of the table. So if we have a look, it's not bad. It's leaving me a shot on those two reds, but I'd love to send the white wider and get onto those two reds because, as I say, this running side will exaggerate this angle and flick down the table. So let's have a look. So let's play it with right-hand side now, the running side. Now, with my aiming on this one here, right-hand side is... So I'm going to be hitting with a bit of stun, and so that's centre. I'm going to hit with just a touch of right-hand side, not very much. And then what's going to happen is the cue ball will push to the left just a little bit, but the spin on the cue ball will kick the green into the pocket. So when you're playing running side, there's less of a compensation to be made. So I'm going to aim pretty much the same as I would just normally on any other shot. And then this time, now watch the cue ball. So had that bit of an extra flick there. So I make sure that the white has flicked down, and now I've got a much, much better shot on both of these two reds. It just exaggerates that angle off the cushion. It also means that I can hit the ball just the same speed, so keep the shot nice and soft. And because I've got the spin on the cue ball, that will just help the cue ball along its path. So it means you then can hit shots a little bit softer when you're playing that running side. Reverse side. Now this is very, very useful to be able to play this shot. So you can see I've got slightly the wrong angle on the black here. So if I make it just a bit worse again, but so if I get a good screw shot here, the cue ball wants to come too far this way. The ball's going to travel to the right. The cue ball's going to come too far this way. And then it's very difficult to get the top side of these reds. So let me just show you what I mean here. So if I go screw back here, so nice screw, potted the ball nicely, and then look at the white. So we've kind of got a shot on the reds, but it's making it very difficult to control the cue ball. I'm probably going to hit this other one now, and we'd love the cue ball to go higher up the table. So how do we do that? Now, this is reverse side, and the simplest way to think about reverse side is normally when we're playing shots and the cue ball is travelling away to us towards the cushion. If we want it to hit that cushion and move to the right, we just hit the right of the ball, and vice versa. If we want it to go to the left, hit the left. Obviously, this time, the cue ball is coming back towards me, so we've got to think of it like a mirror image. So I want the cue ball here in this example, when it hits this cushion, I want it to travel to my right, but the cue ball's coming back at me. So that means I hit the left of the ball, and it'll travel to the right. Now let's think about aiming. So I've got to go bottom left, which means that the cue ball is going to get pushed to the right. So I've got to feel like I'm aiming a little bit thin to this jaw. So if I aim a little bit thin like that on the black, by the time it hits the black, it will hit the correct contact point because the left-hand side has pushed the ball back onto the correct line. So I've got to go bottom left like this, make sure I get it good, nice timing. Now watch the white. So you see the white that time? Really flicked up, and that time I've got an excellent shot on this red. So if I was in a game, now I could just run through, easily control the white, and I'm nicely on the black again. So being able to play reverse side there, very, very useful. When you're talking about those compensations with the aiming, you've got to think that your cue will play differently to mine, your tip will be different. So you just have to learn how much do I need to make an adjustment with my aiming so that I get that shot. But the main principle is you're aiming a little bit thin on that shot. Now the last final example in this video is another shot with running side. Now I'm on this red here, very, very common shot that crops up, and I'd love to pop this red, get off the side cushion and to the top side of the blue. Now players often try and play this shot just using stun. The problem with that is if you don't quite get into it enough, you come a little bit too far down this cushion and then you might finish low on the blue. If you get into it too much, you're putting distance between the white and blue and also risking going a bit too far. If you play with that running side, it means I can hit anywhere from here to here, and as long as I hit in here with a bit of right hand side, the white will flick up the correct side of the blue. Now this again is one where the compensation isn't very much. The right hand side will flick the red a little bit to the left when it hits it, so you don't need to make much of a compensation, and I'm doing a difference between here and just going to there like that. So let's play this shot. So on that dab of right hand running side, make sure I get into it nicely, and then when it hits that cushion, it just had a little bit of a flick with that side, just to make sure that I've got that nice window for hitting anywhere on that side cushion, and the side will flick me up the correct side of the blue. I can pot that and continue the break. So, as always, everybody, I really hope you found this video useful. Just a reminder to people, if you are interested in any personal one-to-one training sessions, feel free to get in touch with me. I'm working on this very table in this nice, quiet environment, helping players to improve their game all the time. So, if you look in the description box below, visit my website, get in touch, and I'd love to help you with your game. If you did enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. That just really helps me to keep all this content coming. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.